The meeting of the Planning Commission will come to order. Please rise and follow Commissioner Uva in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
So place your right hand over your heart and ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
Will the Principal Planner please call roll for today?
Commissioner Duarte,
Present.
Commissioner Guerra,
Here.
Vice Chair Uga,
Present.
Chair Ortiz.
Present. This is time to set aside for all communications from the Planning Commission. Does any commissioner wish to make an announcement or report on a conference or a meeting or request items for a future agenda? Vice Chair Uva,
I have nothing, thank you.
Commissioner Duarte,
No announcements for me.
and Commissioner Guerra.
No, none for me.
And I have none. Does the interim community development director have any changes to the agenda today?
No, Chair.
Does the interim community development director have a report on city council actions for today?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Does the interim community development director have any presentations?
No, sir.
And moving along to non-agenda and public comment. This is the portion of the agenda provides an opportunity for the public to address the Planning Commission on non-agenda, consent, and other business items within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission and not listed on the agenda. It is requested but not required that you restate your name, address, and a subject matter upon which you wish to speak. Please limit your comments for non-agenda items to no more than 4 minutes. Pursuant to the Brown Act, no discussion or action other than brief response referral to the city planning staff or schedule for subsequent agenda shall be taken by the Planning Commission on issues brought forth under the section. I would like to emphasize that there is one other business item on the agenda. It is in number 2 on the agenda. We'll discuss the item shortly, and now this is time to provide comment on that item for both the applicant and the public. The non-agenda public comment is now open. Do we have any speakers for today?
Yes, sir. I'm former Mayor Rick Rodriguez.
You put the mic up.
I'm former Mayor Rick Rodriguez. Thank you, commissioners, staff, for allowing us to be here. Today, you're going to hear about an event that we've been working on for quite some time. And I just wanted to say that back in the day, before even holding office in this great city of Downey, that I worked alongside with people like Mario Guerra back then to make this an outstanding event. And further, we also, in doing this later, the city said, let us try it. And so the city took it over. And as the city took it over, it became such a financial burden for the city that the churches said, we'll take it back. And so that's where we're at today. I think that post-pandemic, with the economy the way it is and all these other things that are going on in today's world, unsettling things around the world, it really is a great opportunity for a faith-based initiative to offer some hope. And that's the purpose. So I want to make sure that you're not going to see it in the application. You're not going to see that on the staff report. But that's our core value, is that we want to be able to provide that message of hope, not just to Downey, but to our neighbors. We're fortunate that we've had other churches pick up the flag with us and say, hey, we want to help with manual labor, with whatever. And so they're doing that, as well as Calvary Downey is mobilizing hundreds of volunteers to help do this. And so I just wanted to share that before we get started, only to kind of set your hearts in that place where you understand what the real motive is. So, okay, thank you very much.
Good evening. Previous speaker just mentioned hope. Duly noted. We do need to hear the message of hope with something to back it up. And we was off to a very bad start tonight when the chairman did not offer up an opportunity for an opening prayer. That was duly noted. I would just like to say, we can stop using the COVID excuse at every turn, because that was, the lockdowns were something that were completely unnecessary, illegal, and ungodly. and unconstitutional, that denying religious people their First Amendment right to assemble and worship God was violated, and it was violated by our previous mayor, who is our current assembly member right now. And her and everybody, just about everybody up here, except for the new people, went along with it and are complicit in the ungodly lockdowns that you foisted upon the rest of us and the churches in this city. You had absolutely no proof of what you were trying to justify as the lockdowns. You had no proof that the mask works. You had no proof that the vaccines worked, that or what you claimed for them to do. They did not stop any virus at all. People still got it afterwards. And then you tried to use the excuse that, well, we didn't know at that time. Well, if you didn't know, then why did you impose these lockdowns on the citizens, and why did you deny permits for anybody to participate in any activities in this town? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Blanca Pacheco went ahead and said, we will enforce and have been enforcing the current state and county lockdown rules. And then you subsequently started fining people wherever you could find them and turn them over to the county, and you had absolutely no right to do that. I'm saying also that this organization is going to put on a fireworks display, which is patriotic, it's godly, and I know there are some people out here in this community and neighborhoods that are complaining that it's just a horrible thought to actually hear something about God at a fireworks display. It's just, they don't like it. Well, it's too bad, because being patriotic is showing where our country was founded on, and that we are endowed by our Creator inalienable natural rights, and that we put governments in place to protect those rights from God. It's not government providing the rights to us, it's God providing the rights to us. So I'm suggesting that you waive all the fees for this group to put on this show, because the mayor in the previous meeting went out of her way to waive all the fees for LA Cata to put on a gay picnic and a gay pride event where 40-year-old dudes dressed up in thongs are gonna commit lewd acts in front of kids. That's absolutely ridiculous. If you're willing to waive the fees for them, then you should waive and recommend all the fees be waived for these folks right here that are going to put this show on, because it's the best direction that this country and this city can go into. Waive all the fees. Thank you.
Wow. Will I be able to top that? Well, we already know that God hates you, a dirty nigger. And the reason behind that PLN 230094 special event for the record is that God doesn't want you to celebrate bullshit like this. God wants you to be like the former mayor, forgive, and squash all this bullshit about faggots and queers, bitches and cunts, sluts and whores that participate as faggots. Because under Snyder versus Phelps, we definitely know that Simplify fags won't go to heaven. Simplify fag will not go to heaven because God hates you and you're going to hell. And it's a fact. Now, the unique unqualified question here is that we should recuse ourselves, especially if we're God-fearing men or little bitches nowadays, because faggots want to wear a skirt and put a white collar around their neck with a black dot. So cross your T's, dot your I's, and punctuate your punctuality, because Simplify fucking faggots like you got to understand that a special event should be only for a special event, not to glorify and criminalize God because you say that God wants you to believe this shit of faggots and celebration. No. The book of Romans, chapter 1, 26 through 28, God questions whether or not you dumbass cunts like this shit or not. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I just came from a bunch of cunts in LA and queer faggot, new pro temp, darky motherfucker over there by the name of Marquise Harris Dawson, for the record, is the new challenger as a pro temp because that other stupid nigger, fucking Curran Price and his fucking dirty double life with 2 fucking wives, bigamy, monopoly shit of fucking up everyone's lives comes to an issue. Do we have plans to build better resources as opposed to have a conflict of interest? Do we plan to build for people to really live in a goddamn holy Christian town like Downey or Los Angeles or Pasadena? Absolutely, we should believe that. But so far, I'm a white nigger too, and I read the Bible. And in the book of Revelation, God talks about a third of angels falling from the sky. Now, that wasn't a July 1st celebration. That was God saying to those fucking evil demons and that one motherfucker named Satan, like in politics, a bunch of Satan-speaking motherfuckers. Yeah, Duarte, I'm speaking. You can see me now. But the truth is, God wants lack of impartiality in this shit. An unqualified nigger like me speaks in the name of the Lord, and the Lord shall cast you down if you don't forgive and forget that God hates dirty niggers. Curran Price is a dirty nigger, and his fucking Richardson wife that stole from the public is a fact of not nonfiction or fiction, but a reality check that you, goddammit, better start planning better for Downey and get all this fucking faggot shit to the side. Because we're all equal in the eyes of God, and God's vengeance is upon you. So show some obedience, motherfuckers, and pray. Pray that God does not condemn you. And I'm submitting my documents for the record. Yeah, Housing and Homelessness Committee, fuck you.
Seeing that there's no more speakers, we're moving along to consent calendar. There is one item on the consent calendar tonight. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
I will second.
Second. No, you second.
I'll second it.
Motion to, we approve? We're good.
Motion approved 4-0.
Thank you. Moving on to other business. Now this is the time set aside for special event permit application PLN-23-00094. Will the interim community development director introduce staff making the presentation for today?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Assistant Planner Abraham Luno.
Excuse me, Mr. Frost on
Okay.
there. Mr. Chairman, I want to recuse myself on there. I have a business relationship with Calvary Chapel. There's 4 other churches on there. In 2012, I was mayor, and I worked alongside Mayor Rick Rodriguez in bringing this event here that Calvary Chapel did. Now I understand that some other churches. It was amazing. They did an outstanding job, and hats to them for bringing this back to the community. But I'm going to recuse myself for that purposes on there. But you know, and by the way, just as a reminder to some of the other speakers that Micah 6.9 says, "Love God, do what's right, and walk humbly with your Lord." And I think that's something everybody should take into account before they rattle off crazy things. So anyway, so I'm going to go in the back.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, Assistant Planner Abraham Luno will be presenting this report tonight.
Good evening, Chair Ortiz and members of the Planning Commission. The item before you is a request to a special event to allow a one-day festival hosted by Calvary Chapel at 11040 Brookshire Avenue, better known as Downey High School. The subject site is within the R2 and R3 residential districts. North of the site, we have R1 single-family properties. To the east and south, we have a variety of commercial zones and the downtown area to the west. Calvary Chapel Church will be hosting the Freedom Festival July 1st, which they have done in the past years of 2013 and 2014. The hours of the event will be from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and will utilize the school's football, basketball, baseball stadiums for the event. Parking will remain on site and will be located in the north parking lot along Brookshire near the tennis courts and in the south parking lot located on the corner of Brookshire and Firestone. There will be approximately 530 spaces between both lots. Visitors will be only be able to allow access from the event to the primary entry, which is adjacent to the north parking lot. The overall festival layout will have a variety of amenities such as food trucks, merch booths, games, inflatable jumpers for kids, and a live performance. The site will also be equipped with portable restrooms, hand sinks, security staff of 35 employees with additional volunteers, 4 Downey police officers, and 2 parking enforcement officers, which were required by the police department to monitor the site. The fireworks setup will be held in the southeast side in the baseball stadium, which is approximately 400 feet away from any residential property. The fireworks show is scheduled to be from 9:05 to 9:20 p.m. Portions of the field have been blocked off to protect visitors from the firework fallout. The city's DRC reviewed the request and materials. Standard conditions were provided by all departments. And this concludes staff presentation. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Does the Planning Commission have any questions of staff? Vice Chair Uva.
Do you have an estimation as to how many people you think might be attending, or have no clue?
Correct. I did have a number in the staff report. I apologize. I can't find it in the report, but it was approximately 2,500 people.
Okay, so then that's why there's 35 security guards for police, because I've never seen that many security guards on one of these types of events, so that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Commissioner Duarte?
No questions for me.
And I have none. Thank you. Does the planning staff have a recommendation for tonight?
Staff recommends Planning Commission to approve PLN 23-00094, approving special event and the attached resolution.
It is now time for the Planning Commission to deliberate. Does the commission have any questions at this time, or would the commission like to discuss the item? Vice Chair Uva.
I don't have any questions. I think this is a wonderful event. I'm delighted that it's coming back. Citizens are really gonna love it and enjoy it. Fireworks is always a great thing that we've had in the city of Downey in many past years, and we haven't had it for a few years. So I think it's wonderful. I thank you, Calvary Chapel, for bringing it back. And I'm delighted to hear that you also got some other churches involved in doing this. I think that's really great.
Commissioner Duarte?
Yeah, just my echo those thoughts. Thank you to the church for stepping up and taking this over for the city. But yeah, I think it's a great family event, and I look forward to it.
I have no comments. Thank you so much for this event. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for the community, so thank you. What is the pleasure of the Planning Commission? May I have a motion for this item?
Motion to approve the PLN -23-0094.
And I will second that.
And we could take a vote.
Motion passes 3-0 with Commissioner Guerra recused.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you for everything. I'd like to mention the action of the Planning Commission will be final unless the matter is appealed to the City Council with the appropriate fee within the next 15-day period as set forth in the city's municipal code. Moving along to public hearing, the conditional use permit for a new wireless cellular site, PLNN-22-00092, will be continued to a date uncertain. May I have a motion for the continued to date uncertain?
So moved.
Second.
May we take a vote?
Mr. Foss, are they taking longer to design the corner there?
Yeah, just working with staff on a variety of different options, so we're hoping to come back with something that the commission will be happy with.
Options are good.
It seems like every meeting they get postponed.
That's good, though. That's a good thing. They get good.
All right,
Motion passes 4-0.
thank you. Does the interim community development director have any additional comments for tonight?
Not at this time, Chair.
Do any of the commissioners like to discuss any other items? Vice Chair Uva,
No, nothing for me.
Commissioner Duarte,
Nothing for me.
Commissioner Guerra,
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
and I'm good. Meeting adjourned for tonight.